This will probably cut out and fuck up, but
That's your life story.
So I'm here obviously with Damian King.
Hey, let me do one too.
What do you want to do?
We'll do a little like.
Oh, you want to do a little video as well?
We'll do a little intro.
Yeah.
I'll take you global.
You want to do an intro of my intro?
I'll take you global. Do I use my...
Have you pressed record yet?
Not yet.
What do you want to do?
Oh, we'll make it up as we go along.
I...
Look, folks, we're just about to do an all-exclusive interview with Daniel Kirkman. Or Josh. One of them.
Can't tell anymore.
He wants to see what the typical real estate agent's up to in this day and age. We've got the camera all set up.
Yep.
And I thought, what better way to show him than showing him what we had for lunch every day.
So you actually, I patted you on the back before, you've still got a bit of definition there. I don't know how you do it.
I'm hot.
There you go, you heard
Good
it here
genes.
first.
There you go.
From the horse's mouth.
Right.
Alright, we're on. I'm here with Damian King because he just tried to hijack my podcast and that's kind of what he does. Likes to take over. Centre of attention. That's cool.
Am I wearing a mirror?
Thanks for meeting me, Kingy. It's been a while.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You just got back from a trip to Indo.
Yeah, we went on a 10-day trip to pretty much G-Land.
Yeah.
Got some sick waves.
Sweet.
And just having a donut here.
Yeah, I'm having my tacos.
Yeah, it was good. Good fun. Got pretty big.
Yeah?
Pretty hairy.
Mm.
But yeah, got some good barrels.
Saw that. You're on the surfboard most of that. I was just asking you before, like, whether you got out there much on the bodyboard.
I did a couple of days. I probably should have rode it on the first day when it was big, but
Ah.
I didn't realise it was probably as big as what it was, and I was kind of like, I wanted to see if I could surf it on the surfboard too, but
Could ya?
mate, the photos tell the story. Luckily they're not long sequences, they cut halfway. But yeah, so it was alright, worked out good.
You were there with a bit of a local crew, local legends. Who was with you? Conroy. Who else did I
Conroy,
see?
Taz, McHugh,
Yeah, shit. Cool.
Ottaway, the old rejected rep.
Yeah, exactly.
Nugget dropped in.
Nugget dropped in.
Yep, he was there. He got some good ones actually. And Joe Groff, he was there. And Michael Gorton, another bloke that we grew up with.
Everyone on surfboards now?
No, we're all mixing it up. Yeah, Conroy had he bodyboard, he surfed.
Yeah, like everyone's mixing it up.
Yeah, everyone did.
Has this I was talking to a buddy on my way here when I was driving, and he comes here a bit for work every now and then, and he said that he seemed to think that there weren't as many bodyboarders here anymore, like in the lineup. It seemed to be thinning out a bit from like the glory days. What do you think? Like, is that because you changed? You know, like, is that part of it? Like, or how do people react when you started riding a surfboard?
I still kind of do both. Like I don't do just ride surfboards. I still bodyboard. Got two newies. So just the other day I Todd Quigley, which are good. But yeah, no, it's all right. You can't please anyone. You ride a bodyboard and everyone whinges, and then you ride a surfboard and everyone whinges. So just do what you want to do.
But have people been, like, bodyboarders in particular, because that's mostly the crowd who are listening to this, like, have bodyboarders been put off a little bit when you're out there on a stick originally? Like, were they like, oh my god, what's going on here?
Some were.
Yeah?
Some weren't. Some thought it was good. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a little bit, maybe with some of them, and probably not with some of them. It's kind of good because, like, if you can go okay at it, it's kind of shuts all the surfers up who, like, always kind of said you only do it because you can't ride a surfboard and all this kind of stuff. Pretty much doesn't take long and you're better than most of them anyway. So, like,
Did you find that your tube riding skills were actually like way more advanced than most stand-up surfers?
that was probably what I picked up quickest. So I just could kind of like, I pretty much could tube ride straight away. So as soon as I got on, I still can't do that good of turns and stuff, but
Yeah, it's hard work.
I can pretty much like, I can take off on half decent waves and I've had
Get
some
shacked.
pretty crazy barrels on it. So, and that's the thing that most surfers kind of struggle with,
Exactly, huh?
which is kind of, I don't know, but
So like to me, it's the easiest bit about the whole thing, and obviously for you. What were you stronger on your backside to begin with in tube riding? Did you notice that, or were you okay either way?
Probably stronger front side. Yeah. And then, because I found it hard to put my back foot. It was always going in the drop knee, the back foot.
Yeah, right.
And then once I tweaked that, then I'm probably, I don't know, probably either. Doesn't really worry me, front side or back side.
Yeah. No, the Indo stuff that you just shared the other day was pretty, backhand stuff, and it was sweet.
Yeah.
It was pretty legit. When you
Thanks, mate.
That was actually a compliment.
It looked pretty legit. Nah. It took a while.
What was the first reason for grabbing a surfboard? Like, how did that happen? Like, what was the context?
I don't know. I just
Were you still on the tour?
a little bit, yeah, pretty much. Yep. I was just mucking around. Like you see, I guess I started doing it just in small, crappy waves. And everyone can whinge and carry on and, say, but I surf more than anyone I know. And especially more than any of the bodyboarders who kind of don't go out when it's crap. So, that's because I'm having fun.
Yeah.
So,
Was it like a new challenge for you though? Was that part of it? Like, did you get a bit bored with bodyboarding? Like, I can understand if you were kind of burnt out and over it by. However, when you kind of left the tour and all that kind of stuff.
You train pretty hard for bodyboarding all kinds of waves. And you kind of, I don't know, surfing was kind of like I didn't have to train as hard for it. Really, it was kind of more just having fun on it. And it's probably more lazy. So like
surfing?
Oh, way more lazy. So you can kind of with bodyboarding, you're always having to even just surfing small waves and trying to get speed and all that kind of stuff. It's it takes a lot of energy and can draw you back.
Totally.
With surfing, you just got to paddle and stand up and go across a wave.
It is a lot easier, isn't it?
It's easier in terms of on your body, I reckon.
Yeah. Unless you bung your knee or anything like that.
Yeah, and then I just started trying to I just start going through the learning curve that I used to go through on a bodyboard. When I used to practice forward spinners and do this and that with my head or my shoulders or my legs or whatever.
Yep.
Started going through all that with my surfing.
Yeah.
So, get up and try and put my front foot back and my back foot right on the tail pad and then bring it up, and then mainly just working my feet around the board and where it should be, where it shouldn't be, and where my shoulder should be and where my head should be.
Christ.
So I kind of went through all that again.
Who could be fucked? How are you done this? Is this really the level of analysis that you're doing on your surfing?
Yeah, for sure.
That's
you
heavy.
have to. Otherwise you can't
Or you
surf.
just go fucking surfing and see what happens.
Yeah, but you can't turn and you can't get speed and you can't if you got your feet and all that in the wrong spot and your head's not in the right spot when you're turning and you're doing that, then nothing comes together. So if you want to get better, you've got to kind of work out why you're not getting better and try and get better. And that's what keeps you kind of going, because you might see a really crap surf and you go, oh, that looks like... But then you go, well, all right, all I'm going to worry about today is just putting the back foot right on the back of the tail pad and trying to do this or that, or, same thing with bodyboarding. You go out and you kind of go, I'm just going to try and get heaps of speed and pull some high lines and then try and get my tail up above the lip in a reverse or whatever it is. So it's kind of, you're just working on getting better.
Do you think one of the things when look at him.
Oh, time is money.
Do you have to take that? You can take it if you want.
Nah, that's all right.
One of the things when I started riding a surfboard I noticed was that I couldn't stop thinking like I was on a bodyboard still. Yeah. Even when I'm paddling for a wave, there's no change in how you're looking at the waves.
Yeah.
Is that something that you found when you first started? You were kind of found maybe yourself a little deeper than what you should have been, or taken off a bit later than what you should have, and things like that?
Oh, there's heaps of little things. So when you take off on a bodyboard, you kind of have your weight on your belly, almost taken off. On a surfboard, you got to be front-footed on your chest, and your paddling arms have got to be so I try and bring my arms close to my body, and then stretch out like a swimming stroke, so I go quicker and faster, and then put my chest down. Whereas at the start you wouldn't do that. You just kind of just paddle. But then when you're trying to get into heavy waves, you end up just getting stuck in the lip. So you kind of you see the good guys and they'll kind of get their chins right on their nose, get over the top of their paddle, their strokes really close to the rail. Yeah. So it's faster and longer, and then it just keeps going.
Fucking hell. I haven't been paying any attention.
Yeah, mate, you don't surf those big ones, and
we're yet to settle these questions. We can arrange these questions to be settled. I mean, you went back to Chopu a couple of years ago, and you went there with a surfboard and a bodyboard, and you actually did have a bit of a go on the surfboard, didn't you? Or you've done a couple of trips recently.
Yeah, I've done a couple of trips. Yeah.
How does it feel? Like, because that's I mean, that's a pretty special place for you. I'm gonna put words in your own mouth. Like, it's been a place that you've had probably. Well, I mean, is it the place where you had your best victory, or is that the best victory for you, or in bodyboarding? Like, is that one of your special moments?
Oh, they've all been pretty good in their own right.
Okay.
That was good. But like Maui was just as good. Pipe was good. Shark Island was good.
Yeah. Okay, they're all good.
Even
he just wants to rattle off all his victories now. Yeah. That wasn't what I was asking.
Goose Cosby
in the Goose Cosby.
That was good. PMBA back in '88.
I got a goose in '96.
Yeah, you got a head.
Spit it out.
Like I say, you don't need a long neck to be a goose.
But being out there on a surfboard, like, how was that transition? Because I mean, coming back to that question about thinking like a bodyboarder, I mean, that wave is fucking dangerous, and you're now on a different craft.
You just gotta put your head down and go.
Yeah.
It's the same as on a bodyboard, you know. You just put your head down and just go and deal with it when it happens. So, you know, they're both dangerous. Like, but I rode a bit of both.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But I guess you got to have a little bit more confidence in your getting up on a surfboard than probably just taking off on a bodyboard. But then if you just take off on a bodyboard and you don't hand engage the rail, you'll slide in the lip as well. So it's about, I guess, practicing a bit on whatever you're riding, getting half confident.
Yeah.
And then kind of at the end of the day, it's always pushing yourself over the ledge and whether you want to go or not, I think. And then doing it. But still, yeah, intimidating, big time.
Where does it go for you? Because, like, I mean, you're a pretty competitive dude. Have you considered how, like, I'm guessing you're competitive in your free surfing anyway, and you're obviously bloody analytical about what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it. But I mean, have you thought about how to take, like, have you gone any surfing comps here, or are you?
No, not really. I think
you must be tempted though.
I've gone in a couple. Yeah. I had one. I've gone in a couple. I got fourth in one of them here.
Oh yeah? In the final.
Yep. Yep.
That's sick.
But I don't know. It's just I probably don't have enough. I'm not that good. Like, I'm not that. I can't like do big tail slides and airs or anything like that. I just kind of can pull in and, you know.
Have you felt the bigger stuff though? Because I mean, there's none of that in bigger surf, like larger waves, like paddling in.
Yeah, well, that's why I kind of like I don't, but I'm not going to go and surf like 15, 20 foot waves on a surf.
Doesn't interest you?
Nah, that's kind of, you got to be a full-time job to be doing that. Almost, getting fit and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I don't know. Because I've got my hands full too here.
Yeah.
Got real estate going on, and you know, got the girls. And plenty of stuff happening, so like
renovating.
But yeah, so it's kind of it's not my whole life, but still love it.
Yeah. With with bodyboarding, man, because I mean, we've probably annoyed half the listeners who hate talking about surfing, but
no one will be listening to it now. And I used to hate it more than anyone, to be honest.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I used to hate it, but I mainly hated the attitude of bodyboarders who turned into surfers. And then
okay.
And then they kind of thought they were too good for bodyboarding. Because that's what kind of used to happen when I was growing up.
Yeah.
When they'd ride a surfboard, then they'd kind of like go, bodyboarding shit.
Yeah.
You know? And then they'd... Whereas I don't think that at all. I just do it because it gets...
So you didn't think that at all as you transitioned into...
No way. Not at all. I actually think that you've got to be twice as fit and more committed bodyboarding most of the time. Like, look at
I think we're winning back to listener now. Keep going. That's good.
I'm lying. But look at the Maori and that. Who puts more commitment into training than him? And
fucking no one compared to him.
No way. No, and like Tamiga and everyone. Like, so it's kind of, you know, I used to see a lot of people do that where they'd kind of say, "Oh, I'm never going to bodyboard again." And they're just dickheads, really. But I still love bodyboard.
Yeah.
Like, I still Like I just got 2 boards off Todd Quigley and...
Can't keep talking about those. They're for sale, right?
Yeah, and look, if you get in before Christmas, you get yourself a fantastic discount.
Discounting already? That's a bad sign.
Yeah, but you got to buy 3.
Okay.
And you get 3 free. Buy 1, get 5 free. Nah, but like, it was more the attitude kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, more than anything.
Mm.
But for me, it's just I just do it because it's fun. Like I haven't bought a surfing magazine yet ever. So I kind of like I don't really get in on the whole industry and all that stuff. I don't mind watching like a surfing comp or John Florence or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of have a.
I think everybody's watching. Every bodyboarder is watching the
But
WSL.
I don't sit there and like.
Look at him go.
Oh jeez, costing me cash here.
You might sell a few bodyboards out of this, though.
But nah, it's all good. But yeah, so that was kind of what I hated more. Is just like guys who were just like, you know, turn their nose up at their roots kind of thing.
Mm. Yeah,
So
totally.
I made a point of going out of G-Land on a bodyboard because they were all surfers out there, and they all just spun right out.
Yeah, okay.
And then I made a point of telling them all that I love bodyboarding and making sure that they just watch their face. And then I made a point of getting back on my surfboard and paddling deeper than them.
Exactly. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling, right?
Because you're basically a surfer telling them that what they hate, you love, and they can't handle it.
It's so interesting,
And it
though, that
actually
attitude.
opens their mind up probably a bit too.
Well, there does seem to be a bit of a thing happening at the moment with, sorry, I'm just looking for some of the questions from the viewers that I sent through to you that you didn't read, but I'm going to try and bring a few of them in a second. But you, where did I send that? Ah, wrong.
Does anyone listen to this anyway?
Yeah. I'm the voice of bodyboarding these days.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's why it's gone down the gurgler.
No, that's alright. It's having a renaissance. Let me find these. Where did I send these? Ah, they're screenshots. That's right. They're screenshots. But so with this whole yeah, cool. With that first question's pretty funny. So you started to ride a surfboard during when you were still because my history is really bad with bodyboarding because I left and I was one of those guys that fucking hated it and didn't think about like it was out for me for like 5 to 6 years. So I missed all of these things. I missed
So
all
you
of
were
the
bitter and twisted.
Oh, yeah, the worst, the worst. And I was one of those surfers that hated bodyboarding.
Really?
Yeah, fucking hated it.
Oh yeah.
It was a bad time. I admit it. Like I'm not proud of it, but.
Yeah, see, I've never been
Yeah.
like that.
No, you haven't. Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
No way. Not at all.
Didn't you re-qualify for the IBA tour? Didn't you fall off tour and then you re-qualified and then the tour basically fell apart? Is that what happened?
No, the tour was alright for a while after
Oh,
I
okay.
qualified.
All right.
And then I just ended up kind of coming around with a contract with Turbo. And then
Uh-huh.
they were going to re-sign me, but it was just crap money, and
Yeah.
I was kind of a little bit over it by that stage, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to stay at home. So then I just
Yeah.
had a chat with the guys here and got into real estate.
So basically you're how old were you when that happened?
About 35.
That's not a bad time to wrap it up, right?
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time.
Did you feel like you'd done everything you'd wanted to do?
Yeah, I was pretty done. I was all good. Like I just wanted to kind of, because you don't make a lot of money out of bodyboarding, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's good. I just kind of wanted to.
Where's your microphone? What are you doing here?
Oh no, it's probably not even working.
Nah, it's working. Something's working, but let's just do that, mate. Okay.
You don't even have
Amateurs.
an audio check there.
Yeah, there's things happening, but you know, just, as I said, you know, it's a
Shed
new
9.
setup. Shed 9. G'day, Eddie. Big fan of the podcast.
Is he?
Who else you want to write off? On air, hot mic.
What was it? Shake 9? I was talking to Eddie the other day.
He's an Indo a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
classy. But there, so your transition away from bodyboarding was, so you were just kind of pretty happy to go, but it was a contractual thing that actually was the nail in the coffin.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Was that a bit annoying? Like, I mean, how did you feel about that change in the sport? Because it's been a pretty dramatic change financially, it seems, from what I've noticed. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys used to make a lot of money. You used to be paid.
We used to
for-
make a bit, yeah.
Okay, he's a real estate agent now, so maybe a lot has changed. It's all relative.
1/10 of. No.
No, but it was a significant wage, right?
Yeah, oh, it was alright. Like, if you were. Most guys would make probably about 40 to 60 grand.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, and then but then you're paying for your travel and all that too.
Yeah.
So you're not really making that much money. You're kind of just paying your bills and paying for your travel, really. And if you make a bit out of the prize money, great. Like, when I was going, when I was world champion and that, I was probably making between 100 and 150.
Yeah, that's what I thought you would.
That was good. That was good. Like, but not many guys get that or were getting that. So I kind of like, I think there's a couple that were getting really good money. There's probably about 5 of us that were getting kind of that.
Yeah.
Close to. And then you've got probably a tier under that where everyone kind of sits on maybe 50 grand if they're lucky.
If they're lucky.
Yeah. So, and that was even then. So, wasn't ever that awesome. But if you were in that top 5, you could make cash.
Yeah.
That's all right. But I don't think there's any of that going on now. I think it's hard to even get the 50s.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so from my listenings and understanding of it. But it's what do you think about that? Like, why hasn't bodyboarding been able to sustain that? In your opinion, you lived through it and you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably it's had a big thumb on its head from surfing.
Yeah.
The whole like the surfing industry's never wanted to help it. It's always wanted to crawl it. So that's probably been the biggest thing. They haven't really wanted to ever see it grow. Or done anything to make it happen.
Yeah.
If they actually went, oh, you know what, let's make this sport grow, then it would have completely changed everything.
Yeah.
But they probably did everything they could to not let that happen. And probably needed to be something implemented with the low-end bodyboard sales feeding the top end.
Okay.
I reckon that was kind of like something that probably should have happened. So
the brands missed that opportunity, maybe.
Oh, there just almost should have been a tax or a tariff or something put on people who supply like Costco and Big W and all those places.
Don't strike me as the type that would want to bring a tax into this world.
That you should, because that's where the money is. That's where the bulk, volume is. Volume's on at Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
Where kids go and buy bodyboards. So you need to kind of grab a bit of that to feed the top end. So whoever's making those boards should be putting something into the sport. There's probably not a lot in the high end.
Nah, it doesn't seem like it.
By the time they pay their riders and all the rest of it, I don't think those guys are driving a 50-foot Rivieras in the Greek Islands. I think there's anyone who's making money out of bodyboarding should have been or still is putting something into kind of the top end. And then that falls into your your professional guys and your tour and all that kind of stuff.
What about bodyboarders though? Like, do you feel like, because when you won your world titles, and that's what I was there. I got to witness that and be a part of it, and it was sick. You were really, you had the ability to really leverage that opportunity. You didn't just come back to port and hang out with your mates and think, yay, I'm a world champion. You actually were pretty strategic about what you did next.
Yeah, but I kind of made that happen myself.
That's what I mean. Like, is that part of what this problem is? Like, are bodyboarders as willing as, they're not as willing as you?
Nah, so I had to put money in my own pocket to do a lot of that stuff. I was on Rove and Honest Mags and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I paid for all that myself.
Right.
And I wasn't getting that much money to afford to pay for all that. I was maybe on a $100,000 contract, but it wasn't but I kind of did that because I thought I was in a good position to make those guys basically put us on those TV shows and put us in those magazines.
Exactly.
So because I had the title there, so.
Is that what I'm getting at? Is that that kind of attitude and the willingness to do what you did? You got your budget of $100,000, and maybe you spent 20 on that self promotion based off your world title, which then took the sport into a mainstream moment.
Yeah.
That actually does make a difference. You're investing in the sport.
Yeah.
Do bodyboarders not get this? Are enough people doing the activities necessary, or do you remember?
I just don't think there's. Well, I used to do it even locally. So anybody could probably do it locally with their paper and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you have to be a world champion probably to get the mainstream stuff.
Sure.
So it's kind of up to the world champions to do that stuff, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's it's hard enough even for a world champion to get their foot in the door with mainstream media, let alone anyone else. So, but I don't know. It's just hard because they still don't want to know you. You got to sell yourself and you got to sell the sport. And it's almost like it's another form of selling, really. But then you get your foot in the door and people start talking about it. But it needs to happen for like years and years and years. And the only way you'll get a return on that is if you get kind of a out of industry sponsor. So like, you know, I didn't actually get any return from that. I don't think my sponsors really cared that much about that. Or said, I'm going to give you another 20 grand or 30 grand or whatever it was. I just did it to hopefully bring some mainstream attention. And then they might have like sponsored the tour or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of a selfless act you do when you spend money, but not many people kind of do that stuff.
No. I didn't know you funded all that yourself. That's pretty impressive. And it didn't come back to you in your own return on investment?
No way.
No way. There was no other sponsors that came on board. There was no opportunities that were like, yay.
No. You take that to your sponsors the next year, but they don't really care. They're just looking at ways to not pay you as much. Pretty much.
That soundbite is exactly why I'm here. They're looking for ways to not pay you as much.
Oh yeah.
Is that the story of all bodybuilders?
Pretty much. They're just looking for excuses to not give you the amount of money they probably either they just can't afford, which sometimes I question that, or just kind of because they don't want to spend money if they don't have to. But they don't understand that if they don't spend money, then the sport starts to slowly rot, marketing wise. So
it's good to have Damian King on the podcast.
Boom.
With that in mind, you know, like you started Rejected with a bunch of people. Toby, who else was in Rejected in the beginning?
Husey, Toby, me, my brother.
Yeah. So like, you took your initiative again to try and make something happen. I mean, did it work out for you? How was that experience? I mean, it lasted a few years.
Yeah, look, it was going all right. It was probably a good like mum and dad business kind of thing. But the people who we had involved, which was an investor, really cool guy, but he was just looking at turning it into a multi-million-dollar company and thought it was going to be the next Billabong. So he funded a lot of the stuff, or you know, guaranteed the loans for the overdrafts for stock and all that kind of stuff. So for him, it wasn't worth his time to have a cottage business, and that's kind of what Rejected was. And there was probably a lot of mismanagement from my brother, and he kind of like just did some stupid things really, and we kind of grew, and then we shrunk just a fraction, not much, probably through some silly decisions, and then that was enough for the investor to kind of go, oh well, we're not growing at the rate that I want to grow at, and we actually just shrunk last year slightly. So and then once he said see, we were kind of like, we would have lost the season in sales, and it was just like,
so it was just like that,
basically just went into the too hard basket.
Heavy. Did it affect your brothers and your relationship, or is that?
It did when he just wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Like, because I was kind of over it, because he wasn't really looking after bodyboarding too much. He was more like trying to get in all these other sports, and you know, which I thought was a good idea, but you just needed a bit more strategy behind it than the way he was kind of going about it. So I was like, you know, you're burning the bodyboarders in one hand and trying to get into these other sports with a bit of a stupid marketing campaign. Like, you're just killing us on every front. So I didn't want to be a part of it, kind of thing, but the investor in that wanted me to still be involved, so I kind of went with the sinking ship. and then they ended up pulling the plug on it.
Was the investor expecting too much though? Was it because investors can have demands that are ridiculous?
He wanted to turn it into like a $15 million company in 3 years.
In 3 years?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And it went pretty good. It went from like 40 grand to over $1 million turnover.
In how long?
In like 3 years. So like,
yeah, I mean that's amazing.
Yeah. And then it kind of came back to about I think 900,000 in one of the years. So it went from 1.1 to maybe 900. And then he kind of went, not quick enough. So, but he's like, this guy's the guy who floated Globe Shoes, and he's the chairman of Rothschild Banks, which is the biggest banking in the world. So he's kind of like $1 million is a Sunday afternoon at the country club.
Yeah.
So he kind of,
Good effort though. Were you happy with the effort?
Like, it was a solid effort.
Yeah.
It was a solid effort, but just and we got a lot out of it, and it was good times, and you know, it's pretty fun.
It was fun marketing, so I remember some of the.
Yeah.
Well, it was edgy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just we had fun with it, and there was good quality stuff. Like all the gear was like, I've still got some gear now. It's still like holding up. And
Sick. On eBay or?
Yeah, we're going to start up a little shop after this interview. Buy one, get one free.
Let's find some audience questions, and there's a few others I want to come back to.
Come on, mate, there's no audience.
No, there is, but one of them's funny. Like, why did you betray us? This is the surfing thing. Yeah.
Because I don't like you.
Yeah. But we've already been there. We've kind of clarified that. Well, this is nice. Rick.rib said, what motivated Kingy to retire? By the way, you are my inspiration in bodyboard since I started. That's nice. You've already kind of explained your retirement, though. I mean, was it hard, though? Okay, let's stay on that for a second. Was it hard to be retired? Like, you were ready, but, like, a lot of people...
No, I was ready.
But what about, like, the relevance deprivation, you know? Like, when you're a professional athlete, people ask you how you... Like, they always ask you about, oh, how's the bodyboarding going? Like, I'm sure in Port Macquarie, like, guys will be like, oh, how's the tour, man? And you're like, yeah, I haven't been on it in 4 years. Yeah, I'm a real estate agent, you fucking idiot. You know, like, how
no, they kind
was that hard or not? Easy?
Not really. Everyone kind of knew I was in real estate. I got into real estate.
But what about not being in bodyboarding anymore? Like, did they get that?
Probably. They probably don't get that you're still in bodyboarding when you're 35, 40 years old. They're probably like, hey, mate, you probably should get a proper job now. Wrap it up. No, I think it was kind of, yeah, I don't think anyone was surprised that I retired. You know, it's, you know, especially if you won a couple of world titles or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, you know, it gets to a certain point where you feel like you're milking it a little bit.
Okay.
Probably. So I kind of was like, I'd seen the world, I'd done what I wanted to do. I was looking forward to getting into real estate. Like that's been in itself just another little chapter, which has been pretty cool.
That's funny. You were looking forward to getting into real estate because I thought there was a trend forming in bodyboarding where like ex-pro bodyboarders just became real estate agents. That was like the trajectory.
There's only been two of us, really.
Well, who's that? You and Joe?
Yeah.
Wasn't Lester a real estate agent for a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit?
but Lester, that was after I was for a while. And
Yeah, okay.
I kind of talked him into it.
Oh, did ya?
Yeah, but kind of didn't.
Lester.
Yep, probably didn't. I don't know. Didn't seem to. I don't think he was with the right agency.
Okay.
Whereas my boss has been heaps cool with me. He lets me go surfing whenever I want to.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want to do. Like, don't go to work, whatever.
Sweet.
And that's why that job's worked with me.
Yeah.
Because I've got anything I can do, whatever I want to do. But yet I'm kind of good at what I do as well. So.
Well, it obviously helped as well because you kind of, you know, everybody knows you here.
Yeah, that kind of works against you though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big time.
Why?
Because everyone brands you as something.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, not that I'm Coca-Cola or anything, but like it's like having Coca-Cola. Oh, not far off it. But it's like having a Coca-Cola, you know, mattress.
Right.
People go, no, Coca-Cola's a drink.
Uh-huh.
Or, you know, McDonald's is a hamburger, and then it's like saying, oh, McDonald's now sells kitchen sinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like... And
so you maybe weren't taken seriously as a real estate agent?
No, well, I was just the Port Macquarie bodyboarder. So I'd been like, you know, the Port Macquarie bodyboarder for forever. I'd have like the back page of the paper about 50 times and the front page about 20 times. And so kind of everyone knew me as that. So then when I got into real estate, everyone's probably gone, oh yeah, that's great, well, good on him. But I'm not going to sell my house through him because he's
a bodyboarder.
He doesn't know how to sell real estate. He's a bodyboarder. So
how'd you break that? Because obviously you've proven that you're able to sell real estate. How did you get through that?
You've got to pick people who don't know who you are.
Really?
Pretty much.
That's heavy.
And you've got to sell their properties. And then after a while, enough sold signs go up. And then the people who don't think you could sell real estate start to go, oh, you must be able to sell real estate too.
Uh-huh.
So, but that can take a couple of years. And by that stage, you could be broken. So
yeah, it's a tough game, real estate.
I think 80% of real estate agents who start end up stopping. So
yeah, right.
I actually reckon having a profile in Port Macquarie worked against me because I was so heavily branded in bodyboarder. Whereas people always go, oh, it's easy for you because everyone knows you. Yeah,
that was my assumption for sure. I was just like, oh, well, he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, everyone knew me, but they knew me as a bodyboarder,
yeah,
not as someone to sell their biggest asset in their life. Because if it's
when you put it that way, it sounds I understand.
If you own a house,
it's your biggest asset in your life.
Everything's your house.
Yeah.
Your mortgage, your growth. You know. Yeah. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit or not profit. And you give it to some bloke because he's a bodyboarder with, you know, did have great hair.
This one too.
They're not willing to do it. Like I had heaps of people. Like even the bloke who did my narration for the Joker DVD, he sold through another agent because he just probably thought I was just a goofy bodyboarder.
Wow.
Yeah. even some of my good mates when I started sold to other people because they were like, oh, we don't really want to give him a house.
Yeah, right. Did you resent anyone for that, or did you get it?
Yeah, nah, pretty much resented them.
Okay, right.
Because that's when you need the leg up too. Because you're
Yeah.
like, I can do it. You know, you know
Yeah.
yourself you can do a good job, but they doubt you. But I understand it. But
Yeah.
in the same breath, you kind of go, hey, you should maybe give me a go actually.
Yeah. I mean, don't people give, like, can't you list your property with many real estate agents at once?
Nah, not really.
Oh,
No.
okay, you can't do that.
Only one, yep.
Only one. So
Yep.
they're
But
like,
the thing is our real estate agency at the time too was the #1 real estate agency in Port Macquarie. So I kind of thought, well, if I was with a crappy agency,
yeah, you don't.
then I'd kind of understand a little bit more. But I thought what kind of annoyed me a bit was I'm still with a big agency that sells the most property.
And that should be enough to get you over the line, compensate for what might
And
be
you get a little
perceived.
bit of tall poppy syndrome living in a town like this too. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's other people even now who probably should be ringing me up when they sell their house, but they don't because I reckon they're kind of going, oh, he's had a pretty good life. We don't want to make it better.
It's funny that about Australian culture though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's just Australia.
It is.
No one wants you to be going too good.
Nah. No, they don't. It's really, like, I've lived out of this country for a long time now, and I forget about it sometimes. That I don't know what it's about. I don't know if Sweden's any better about it, but like, there's a bit of it there too, but not as much. But I just think it's like definitely something that's been eroded in me. Like, I'm happy for people.
Yeah, so am I. Like, I usually I reckon if someone's doing well, it's awesome. Like, good on you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people kind of, mainly probably because they're not happy with their lives, and they're kind of like, I want his to be crap like mine, maybe. But don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let's go to a more present day question. What are the specs of your bodyboards and surfboards? That was from IRX. Oh yeah, that's just a funny name. But yeah, what are you riding on the surfboard? What's the volume or what sizes?
So I'll start with my bodyboard. My bodyboard is 41 3/4.
41 3/4.
Yep. It's, I think, has an 8-inch wide nose maybe. Okay. And a 21-inch wide point. Concave. Preferably bat tail.
You love them, don't you?
Yep. 50/50 rails. Surfboards, if I was in waves that are kind of 4 feet and hollow, 5 feet and hollow, it'd be probably a 5'10", maybe a 5'11". It'd be 29 litres.
Yep.
It'd be about 18 3/4 wide.
Yeah.
And then if they were bigger waves, and then if it was a more like kind of softer waves, but same size, I'd probably ride something with a square tail.
Yeah.
And then if it was bigger, like when I was in Tahiti and I was in G-Land, I was riding a 6'5". That was about 32 litres.
With a pin tail, probably.
With a pin tail, yep. But I was probably undergunned both the times when it got over about 8 foot.
So you're on a 6'5", and it was over 8 feet. And how tall are you?
5'10", I think.
5'10". Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of need to be on a 6'8".
Yeah.
But once I was up, it was alright. It was real bladey and good. But
yeah.
But just getting into them, I was falling into a couple of waves. Like even in G-Land, I was late on everything. But I was alright. I kind of got lucky.
Sketchy. We've already been through that one. Let's go past that. Yeah, there's a question here, like about like, does it bother you that you never got to retire from bodyboarding the way you deserved to? There's a big assumption there that you deserved a better retirement, but I mean, you seem to be quite happy about that. Like when you kind of said, like, was there any downside to it?
Look, I don't reckon. Yeah, I probably haven't been like the favourite in terms of the magazines and that. Like I don't reckon probably. Like it was always kind of Mitch Rawlins and Ryan Hardy. And
Over the years,
yeah. Like there's been a lot of photo shoots that I had where I kind of was thinking they should have ran that.
I do remember this.
And they probably should have, but you know, there's probably a lot of people who say that. But I don't know. I didn't really get too worked up with it. You know, some of the editors get a little bit like full of themselves sometimes.
Which ones?
You know who you are. But I don't know. But I did also have good support from a lot of them too.
Yeah.
But I guess there wasn't really too much when I retired. But that's all right. I was busy doing other stuff too.
Okay, so like enough. Maybe that's what that question is about. Like you're reviewing your career, talking about it,
Yep. Yeah. Like I know they did heaps it locally when I
Yeah.
retired. But that's it. Like, you know.
Well, what would you like? I mean, let's attempt this quickly now. Then, like, you know, in your life after bodyboarding, like, what do you look back on as your kind of your highest, best memory of the sport? Like, what's the best moment for you if you think about it right now?
Probably my wins.
What, every single one of them? Is it like one singular moment? Was there one singular moment that rises above the rest?
Look, the one when I won, when all the stuff happened with my mum, that was pretty special.
Yeah.
But then the next one was special too because I won it in the last 30 seconds with a perfect 10. And even dropped me, like, you know, people joke about that, but like that actually was pretty cool because I won that in the last 10 seconds and I needed a 6.7, I got a 6.9.
Who was the poor guy that came second in that one?
I think Hub came second in the tour on that. And
On the drop knee tour?
Yeah. Yeah, but they were kind of barracking for me not to win too, so it made that little bit sweeter as well. So.
Yeah. Has that happened a lot for you though? Like, that people have wanted you to fail?
I think that happens to everyone, probably, sometimes. But yeah, in drop knee particularly they kind of did, because I wasn't a drop kneer. So they were kind of literally cheering when I'd fall off a wave on the beach.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, the drop knees.
I wouldn't cheer when you fell off.
No, they were. And then the other guy
not
would get a
dumb.
good wave and the other guys. But I had my own support, like Hardy and Mitch Rawlins and all that were there.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there was definitely like, we want him to lose. But then the old one finger salute always
That'll do it.
feels pretty good after that one.
But see, I got a really clear memory once, and I tell this story a fair bit about the regional titles back in, must have been like 1998, and I was a Grom, I think I was a Grom or a cadet, and you won it only drop kneeing. I swear you never proned the whole comp. You only rode drop knee, and you actually won the whole thing, and everyone thought you, like, I thought you were tripping. I was like, what's he doing? You know, like, but it was when you could drop knee and prone in the competition, and you won it, and it was just like weird.
Yeah.
But you were a drop kneer, right? Like, I mean, you
I used to just do both.
exactly.
So
exactly.
and it's a bit like what I do now. Like,
Yeah.
you know, even riding a surfboard.
Yeah.
I still drop knee. I don't drop knee because I'm crap at it now. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I pretty much can't drop knee. I tried to drop knee a couple of times and I probably could if I really tried for like a month.
Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah, but
back.
I borrowed someone's board and then like I tried my old board and I just was like, I don't think I just couldn't get the speed that I can get on a stand up.
It's hard to go back after riding a surfboard, I reckon, too.
A little bit. Like the thing I love about drop knee is like releasing the tail and
Yeah.
snapping. I can't do that on a surfboard.
Nah.
But I can't just like get up on drop knee like I might have been able to do it back then, but
Yeah.
now I can just get up on like an 8-foot wave and just claw into a wave. I don't, like, there's no chance I'd ever be able to do that on drop knee right now.
Have you thought about, like, trying to add some more finless boards and stuff in smaller waves? So it's kind of similar to what drop knee would do?
Yeah,
Because you probably
not
maybe
really, yeah.
activate something you...
I don't know. I tried to do the drop knee snaps on a surfboard for ages and it just wasn't happening. So
But is it the fins just sticking you in there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I reckon if someone probably looked at it and tweaked it,
Yeah.
but it's kind of different too. You got to kind of get like more up on the coping, I think.
Yeah.
With surfing maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really do it, so. But it's one thing that's just niggled at me that I've wanted to like learn. And that, you know, and then it comes back to kind of keeping you in the water again.
Yeah. On that, because I kind of asked you your highest moment, I guess that drop knee world title seems like, because that's an interesting moment to win that against that kind of resistance.
Yeah.
What's your lowest moment?
Probably when I was struggling with sponsorships.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Like, I remember I was in Chile and I needed to go good, and I bombed out, and I was just so over it because I knew that like they were probably going to cut my sponsorships and stuff. So I was like losing in competitions, traveling a long way and losing in competitions.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. So like I had a couple of losses where I was just like felt like jumping off a bridge because I'd trained pretty hard before it, and then
This was after you requalified to the tour.
Probably. Yeah. And just
Was it hard to go through that moment? I imagine that must have been hard for you to fall off tour and then have to requalify, because that was when the qualifying...
Yeah, actually, re-qualifying was one of my other highest moments.
Yeah, I would have imagined
because I think I won the qualifying tour.
I don't know, I wasn't there. But yeah, did you?
Yeah, I don't think I'd just re-qualify. I think I won it. And
Righto.
and I was against all these grommets that could do backflips and all that. And I remember I couldn't do backflips, so I just practiced backflips like every single wave.
Did ya?
Like People thought I was inventing a new move. I was so crap at them. And then I finally got
I'm
them.
fucking hopeless at them.
Yeah, well, I just kept practicing and practicing and practicing.
Yeah.
And then I learned them, and there's no way I would have re-qualified if I didn't learn them.
Without a flip, yeah.
Because I was doing them in good waves and getting through good heats because I was doing big clean.
Really?
Yeah. So like 100%. I don't know. Maybe I could have still made it, but they were definitely the highest scores I was getting. So it's kind of like I reinvented myself a little bit, and I was about 33 or 34 at that stage.
I've been trying to figure them out since I went back on the tour.
Amora Laverne gave me a good tip in Brazil.
What did he give you?
He told me to turn my head over the other shoulder. So I used to like if I was going left, I'd turn my head on my right hand shoulder. Sorry, my left hand shoulder.
Yeah.
So if I was going left, I'd turn my head.
Because you're going to keep turning around into the ARS.
But you actually turn on your right hand shoulder like that.
Interesting.
Yep, and it just...
Thanks, Moz.
He told me to do that, and I did it, and literally just went...
Pop.
It was a game changer straight away.
Really?
Yep, instantly.
That's a nice little piece of content for the punters out there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then
Interesting.
if he didn't, I don't
Wish
know.
Moz would tell me this shit.
Yeah, he goes,
Must be your mate.
he saw me and he goes, oh, you need to turn your head on the other shoulder. Exactly spoken like that.
It's not far off.
And then, and I did it, and on the next wave, I was just like, wow, because you can just feel the loop, the way you land. And like, I was like, oh, that was actually a proper backflip.
That's sick.
So then I just
I'm going back to Foster and turning my head the other way.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, cool.
Just
Thanks,
straightens you up.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. I tweak around. I think I was probably doing the weird shit you're doing, where you
well,
just end up like, half twisted around.
Yeah,
and
your board would go weird. And you do all sorts
but what's that all about? Because there's a few, it's just reminded me of something that, it's really bothered me, and I know it bothers other guys on the tour right now today, in that there's this kind of need to learn backflips and all this bullshit. And, like, there's not a lot of guys who are focused on, like, the judges don't give a shit about
that just comes down to the judging criteria.
Yeah, I know, but it's always been this problem, hasn't it?
Yeah, I reckon they need to get really brutal with style and forced moves and all that kind of stuff. Like if it's like really brutal with it, like they just need to you know, that was kind of my feeling towards the end of my career. That if you just got air and you kind of did it weird, they still get nines, but I think they really need to kind of look at technically what we should be doing and draw a line in the sand, and if you're not doing it, then that's not the way to do it.
Because I remember something really clear. I think it was a final in Sintra against a Brazilian dude, or it was Manuel Centeno. You were in the final, and it couldn't have been more opposite, the approach to the final. You were just carving reverses, like real face work, like you're riding a surfboard on a bodyboard. And he was just flipping out of every bowl.
Yeah.
And it was just, couldn't have been more different, and he won.
Yeah.
And I remember all of us Aussies were watching it, were like, but that was sick. Like, it was like, why isn't that winning? And it was just frustrating as hell. And it's something that still frustrates me with the tour. And but most people would say I'm frustrated with it because I can't do flips.
Yeah.
But it's not really about that. I just think there's not
it's
not as beautiful as
you kind of got pigeonholed into surfing to a certain criteria because that's all that got points. So,
exactly.
You wouldn't surf the way that I guess we grew up, we watched, which was like Matt Percy and Tully Beaver and Nugget and all them guys, how they'd surf like power surfing out of the pocket.
Yeah.
And, you could probably go up and do an invert out of the bowl, but it's better. Like for me, it was always better to come out and just jam a reverse out of the pocket, out of the top of the pocket instead. Like you're kind of like pivoting off that vertical section.
Yeah, and it's really hard.
But from and it's sick.
And it's sick. Yeah.
But from a spectacular wise, it kind of looks sometimes better to get the air. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think it's probably an argument that you'll never win.
I struggle with it. We're coming towards the 50-minute mark.
Yep.
So that's good. You happy with that?
Yeah, no one will be listening by now.
They fucking are, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Here's a question I want to throw in there, but I don't know if you want to talk about it, so I'm not going to say it out loud. But this one's from Wingers. Do you remember this moment?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Okay, well, how about you tell this story?
Yeah.
Because I've told my story.
You should have told this at the start, because then they would listen to it.
It's all right. I'll use this in the highlights, and then this will drag them in.
Righto.
Because this is part of your practical joking, right?
Yeah, well, we went on a tour, and we're doing like motivational talks and whatever through schools. And Josh, the host,
I wasn't the fucking host.
No, the host of this show.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Damn right.
He was going through a bit of a cool stage at that point.
Oh, God.
And he was sitting there and we were having a talk about it. He's going, yeah, man, I smoke weed, you know. This is all true too.
That is,
yeah, it is.
I don't remember that bit.
It was. You were going, oh, I smoke weed, man. Yeah, of course I do. And I'm like, oh yeah. I said, he goes, and you were saying, you actually said.
What did I say?
You said, I reckon it'd actually be cool to go to one of these things stoned.
No way I would have said
You
that.
100% said
Really?
it. Yep, because that's when I went, right, I'm
Ching!
going to get you stoned.
Light bulb.
And I was like, and I said, bullshit. And you go, yeah, this would be pretty cool, man. Rocking up stoned and talking to the kids would be funny.
Fuck, that
And
does
anyway,
sound like me, maybe.
So I was like, righto. So then he came to my house and we had some weed in the cupboard. So
As you do.
I made some butter.
In port.
I made some butter up and they all had breakfast and I made these banana smoothies and put some mole butter, some weed butter in the banana smoothie. They take about an hour to kick in. And then we had to meet the school, the principal at like 9 o'clock. So I gave it to him at say 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So then he turned up and so we gave it to him. Lester knew about it.
Lester did know.
Yep. And I was
did
like,
know.
oh. So we were just waiting for it. We thought it'd be a bit of a laugh. And then it got to about 55 minutes, and Josh wasn't. He still was normal. And we were like, oh. I was like, oh fuck, it didn't work. We should have given him more. And then we finally walked down to the stage, and we met the principal, and I went to shake the principal's hands.
How's that for you, little slip, the real estate agent?
Hands and then Josh was the next one, and he went to shake his hand. He missed his hand.
Yeah.
And then the principal went to shake his hand again. He missed it again. And then he started laughing and looking at us going, oh! And then got it the third time and just started cracking up laughing. And I was like, and I kind of shit myself. And I was like, oh, fuck, this could go actually really bad. I could be on the news for Spike and bloody the motivational talker. So then Terry McKenna goes to us, all right, guys, get behind the stage. So then we all what did we do? We all got behind the stage. And then Josh is like, get behind the stage! Get behind the stage! And I've looked at Lester and just gone, fuck. I'm going, we've got to get him through this because fuck, he's fucked. And he's going, get behind the stage! And he's just cracking up, laughing and all that.
I don't remember that bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember that bit.
Because I remember shitting myself. Because I was just thinking, I just saw the headlines, World Champion Spikes.
I thought about those headlines afterwards.
World Champion Spikes motivational speech to young, vulnerable kids. And I was like, fuck. And then we sat down all together, and then Josh stopped laughing, and then all the kids are looking at us, 800 of them. And then I just seen his hands start to roll around, grabbing your fingers and grabbing.
Oh, was I?
Yeah. And I was looking at you, and I was going, oh fuck, he's getting nervous. And then all I hear is, you cunt.
I remember this bit.
And I go, what? And he goes, whoo. He goes, it was in the milkshake, wasn't it? And I was like, what was in the milkshake, man? And he's like, oh, okay. All right. And then I was like, don't worry, they're not looking at you. And there was 800 kids looking at him straight in the eye. And then anyway, you got through it somehow.
I know.
I don't know how you got through it.
But I have this memory as if I was really philosophical with every answer I had. I felt like I went deeper by 2 levels necessary.
I was just biting the fingernails and hoping you didn't fuck up. I was like, oh no, get through this. My ass is on the line here.
Yeah.
And then we didn't make you come to the next one. You went back to my
passed
place.
out.
You passed out, and we came home 2 hours later, and you're fucking nude in the lounge room, and every cupboard and everything in the fridge was eaten. It's like fucking we'd been ransacked by a bunch of squirrels.
By a nude guy from Foster Tuncurry.
So it was pretty funny.
It was a good one. That was a question from Wingers. Thanks for the question, Wingers.
Is that Wingers?
Yeah, it's Wingers.
Oh, we might have one person listening then.
Yeah, he's listening.
Is this live?
No, it's a GoPro.
Let's go live.
No, you got the gear for that. But I mean, I think we're getting good to a point to finish up, I mean, is there anything that you feel like we haven't really touched on? Like,
Yeah.
what's that?
Look, we've got 6 fresh new listings. They're about to hit the market as of next week, and they do say it's a buyer's market. So look, get your checkbook and your running shoes. We'll be starting the first one out of the 24 Ocean Drive. It's going to be an awesome property. A good way to get your foot in the market. Nah, I'm good. Have fun.
But what about like with your bodyboarding career and life and all that kind of stuff? Like at the end of the day, how do you feel about it in a couple of sentences to wrap this up? Like, there's a lot of people who do listen to this who looked up to you. I'm one of those guys that looked up to you until you spiked my milkshake that day. But you know, like, what's your message about like bodyboarding? And because a lot of people complain about it, like there's all these, you know.
Look, if you're doing bodyboarding to get rich, stop. If you're doing it just to have fun, which is kind of what anyone should be doing, whether they're riding surfboards or bodyboards or whatever. You know, I get into I used to hate the whole surf and bodyboarding thing, and look, I still do if they're dickheads. But I don't really seem to have to deal with it too much. Probably because I ride a surfboard a little bit now anyway. But just you know, don't worry. I guess just do what you want to do because you want to have fun doing it. Like go surfing, go bodyboarding, do whatever keeps you in the water. There's plenty of things to whinge about. All the surfing industry's whinging too. If you want to, like they're all saying none of them getting paid. Like Matt Banning, he's freaking world class. I think he's winning the qualifying tour.
Yeah, he's right. He's up there.
I think he's winning it.
Yeah.
And he's like he doesn't even have a sponsor, I don't think. So like, you know,
tough times.
Yeah, but surfing's not about money. It should never have been about money. It's it's good to get it, and like you know, if you get it, great. You won the lotto, but it's about going surfing and riding waves and pushing yourself and getting scared and getting smashed and screaming when you come out of a barrel and, you know, getting in the water, staying fit. Like, I don't go to the gym, I go surfing and muck around and it's good. Like, for my girls, I actually wouldn't want them to be professional surfers or bodyboarders. I just want them to be able to come for a surf and come in and have a shower and go and have a coffee and, you know, just get what the ocean's meant to give you. People get too hung up on all the other shit. If you want to make money, become a real estate agent.
And that is where we're going to end that. That was sick. Thanks, Kingy. Legend. Let me concentrate for 3 seconds. And we are